core to who we are as a company, at the very nucleus, is the fact that we are a roasting company. We source, roast, and share our coffees all across the country from this facility right here in Midland. And we want to show you how we do that. So let's go. So if you're going to start taking a look at our roastery and our program, the place that you have to begin is the most fundamental aspect of what we do, and it's our green coffee. So green coffee is just another term for raw coffee, unroasted coffee. We call it green coffee. It's all the same thing. Green coffee is so important because your program will never be better than your green coffee. It's the ultimate garbage in, garbage out. You can't have a good coffee and roast it to be a great coffee. What you start with is a direct correlation to what you end with. So if we're gonna have a fantastic program, we have to begin with fantastic green. That is challenging because we're talking about an agricultural product grown on other continents. Now, cheap, gross coffee is in abundance all over the place. You could probably buy some right now. It's not hard to find. Beautiful, expressive, fresh coffees are very, very challenging to buy. And that's what sets our program apart, is how much effort, labor, and resources we put towards bringing in the very best coffees we can start with in our green program. So here's how we find these coffees. We work with a very select group of importers, exporters, producers, depending on the relationship we have with those entities. They will send us small samples. On each sample is a label that indicates the region of that coffee, the specific grower of that coffee, and the time that that coffee was harvested. We will take each of these samples and we'll roast them in our sample roaster. It's this really cool, really expensive little toaster oven looking thing that produces really consistent and even roast of coffee. Fun fact, we actually don't roast the coffee to taste its best in sample roasting. We roast it to be the most transparent. We want to see everything we can see about the coffee. From there, we'll put the coffees on our cupping table and we'll cup the coffees. We'll score them, rewarding certain attributes that are positive, and any attributes about the coffee that we find negative or defects, we'll deduct points off the score, and then we'll tally up the scores and the tasting notes of those coffees, and from that information, we'll select the coffees for our program. Ultimately, we'll purchase probably less than 5% of the total volume of coffees that we sample. So it's a lot of work for a very little return. However, this is the only way that we can ensure to maintain the highest level of coffees in our program at all times of the year for our customers. So here we are, the thing that everyone wants to see. This is our production roaster. This is a ProBat UG22. This is the roaster that all coffees in our program come off of. So after we've found amazing green coffee, shipped it to us from the other side of the world, roasted it, stored it, now we have to package it up so that we can share it with you. And that is what this space is. So this is our order fulfillment section of the roastery. We have two main styles of bagging types. We have a 5-pound wholesale bag for all of our wholesale clients. And then for all of our retail clients with subscriptions, online bag sales, we have 300-gram bags. And all of these are facilitated here, primarily through our weigh and fill machine, which is like my second favorite toy in the entire building. First is obviously the date label gun. We used to write dates on the bags by hand. And now I mean, look at that. I can do this for hours. Revolutionary. So we're in the final room of the roastery, and this is my favorite room of the whole building. This is our quality control lab. This is where every coffee that's in our program will ultimately be tasted. Expectations, dreams, planning, all of that is realized on this table, and it's the joy and the reward of doing what we do. The goal of 12 Gate is that anyone would come in contact with our product and walk away going, I didn't know coffee could taste like that.